Very interesting times, as there's an international window between January and February. Not every confederation will be playing in this window, however, so I'm only going to be talking about the ones that are. I'd just like to say thank you for all the support on these types of videos, and also, if we could get 2,000 likes, that'd be sick. Before we go into this video, a quick shout out to Edgar AS. If you love career mode content, he's the channel you want to watch. Pretty cool ideas for every video, and he's also done a couple video essays here or there. His channel will be in the annotations and description below. First, we'll start off with CONMEBOL. Brazil and Argentina have qualified already for the World Cup, so they have no worries. However, the teams that will be playing them in this window do have some, which include third place Ecuador, who play Brazil first. Brazil have yet to lose a single qualifier so far, but their top scorer Neymar is out. There's plenty of other creative players like Vini Jr., Lucas Paquetá, but obviously Neymar is that main creative force. Ecuador do play at home, so it gives them a better chance of potentially grabbing maybe a point or even 3 against Brazil. And if they can do that, that would be huge for their campaign. But if not, there is a slightly easier match against Peru away. However, don't count out Peru, who swept November with 2 wins and have very much revived their campaign. Not to mention informed Gianluca Lapadula, who not only had 5 goals and 3 assists in 15 caps last year, but also gave Pope Francis his shirt. Along with the match versus Ecuador is another versus Colombia. Colombians, on the other hand, are begging for their team to improve their form, because they have gone winless for the last 5 matches. And it's not like things get any easier, because alongside Peru, they face Argentina away. Chile will have a harder time with Arturo Vidal out because of a slightly mistimed tackle. Just off the cut line, they will need to find results against Argentina and Bolivia, otherwise they could probably kiss their qualification hopes goodbye. Uruguay, as of recent, have not been doing that great. Actually, they've been really bad. 4 games they have lost straight. As a result, they actually said goodbye to their longtime head coach in Oscar Tabarez. Tabarez, throughout 15 years, helped revolutionize Uruguayan football. He'd helped them to their best finish since 1970, 4th place in 2010. We won't talk about how that happened though. But their new manager is former Inter Miami coach Diego Alonso, and Uruguay have the ability to revive their campaign if they can get results against Paraguay and last place Venezuela. Bolivia currently have the top score of the competition, and not to mention they have home field advantage that makes Denver look like the Minecraft super flat world. Paraguay are still in it too, but they'll have to get results versus Uruguay and Brazil. Next up, the continent of Africa, which don't actually have qualifiers, but they do have the African Cup of Nations. I want to briefly talk about AFCON because it is very much the most underappreciated international tournament. You have favorites like Egypt with Mo Salah. There's also Morocco, who are actually lacking a bunch of stars, but the coach doesn't care. Star-studded Senegal, who have come so short so many times. Then you have reigning champions Algeria, who are very much the favorites to win it all again. But will they? This video is going to be out near the end of the group stages, so some of these statements that I'm about to say might age really badly. But don't sleep on some of the underdogs like Burkina Faso, who have a core of young talent and a native head coach. Sierra Leone, thanks to their goalkeeper Mohamed Camara, actually held Algeria to a 0-0 draw. And there's also Mali, who have a wide variety of midfielders, including Yves Bissouma. It's an eventful window for CONCACAF qualifiers, as every team has 3 matches to play within just 9 days. Surprise first place, Canada will be playing a Honduran side still yet to win. Canada also play El Salvador away, and on paper that looks like a Canadian win, but don't be shocked if El Salvador, with their insane atmosphere, do grab a point. But the most important match of this window for Canada is against the United States at home, which by the way has already sold out even before general public sales. Last time these two faced, they could only get a 1-1 draw in the United States. But if all things go well in this window, Canada could possibly qualify for the World Cup for the first time since 1986. Canada has another issue, as now Alphonso Davies, their star player, has been diagnosed with mild myocarditis. Second place United States aren't too far off, and just like Canada, they'll be playing El Salvador and Honduras, but this time at home. The question is, will we get the quality United States side that played Mexico, or will we get the team that constantly kept questioning their own identity against Jamaica? With Temwea questionable, this makes this issue even worse. Mexico are placed 3rd, but if they continue their below par form, things could look nightmarish. They played Jamaica away, Costa Rica at home, and finally a huge match against Panama at home. However, Mexico will be forced to play behind closed doors due to homophobic chants this window. Speaking of Panama, they are currently level on points with Mexico, just below them because of goal difference. And the last time Panama played Mexico, it was a 1-all draw. Jamaica need points in this window, otherwise they can really kiss their qualification goodbye. They'll hope their quick ball movement and ball winning along with Michail Antonio's 2 goals and 3 caps helps them earn some massive results. Somehow Honduras, mathematically, are still able to qualify with 6 matches remaining. But they'll really need to up the form, otherwise it's sayonara to any hopes. With just 4 matches remaining, both Iran and South Korea have the chance to qualify. If Iran can grab a win against the UAE or Iraq, they qualify. And it definitely helps that both of those games are at home. If South Korea can win versus both Lebanon and Syria, they qualify. Both are away from home, but the match against Syria is going to be played at a neutral stadium. But there's one mild problem. Son Heung-min is not going to be playing in this window more than likely due to injury. The UAE's fight for the playoff spot gets even tougher now that they're without their star striker Ali Mabgut. They play Iran in this window, but things get a little bit easier playing last place Syria. Lebanon entered this round as the worst ranked Asian country, and they've done pretty well. If they can get some results, they're only just 1 point behind UAE. Iran and Syria are both still able to qualify automatically, but they have a giant mountain to climb.
넌 좆됐어 이 병신새끼야.
Saudi Arabia continue their dominance of Group B. I could be very much wrong here with my math, but if Saudi Arabia do win both of their matches, including one against Japan, they will automatically qualify. Speaking of the Japanese, there's currently a dispute between the government and the Japanese FA. The issue in question? Having foreign-based players return to Japan to play in qualifiers due to strict COVID restrictions. Man, wasn't it great when we all thought this was over? Japan are currently on a 3-game winning streak, and this is a perfect time for them to be in this form. Australia are right behind them in the playoff spot, and they have it a little bit easier, playing Vietnam at home and then Oman away. Oman are just 4 points behind the playoff spot. I wouldn't exactly count them out, but the odds are very much against them. For how in shambles the Chinese footballing environment is right now, their national team is a positive, I guess. They actually got a new head coach in Li Xiaopeng, and they called up 52 players before this window. China will be also hoping that banning tattoos improves their playstyle. You know, Honduras may have not won a match yet still, but at least they have points. Vietnam in this window will be playing the Citizenship Merchants and Australia. I have no hope. But that was this month's World Cup qualifiers overview. Massive shout out to our patrons, of course: Janos Balas, Adjurit, Daniel Ortiz, Joseph Bonfante, Nguyen Min Tang, Scott Skunk, Tom Bombadil, Victor, Dominic Griffin, Emmett Shea, Lewis, Big Bird, Cash Getty, Exo, Casa, and Tomicus. If you'd like to join the Patreon, there'll be a link down below and in the annotation up there. You can follow my Twitter for any video updates, follow my Instagram if you'd like, follow my TikTok, trying to get to 4,000, and you can of course follow my inactive Twitch. But until then, I'll see you guys.